G'day chat, I'm Bored, and today we're going over the SH Figuarts Sasuke's. I've got the child Sasuke and the adult teenager Sasuke. So you got the ninja prodigy. What the fuck am I trying to say? Ninja prodigy. Ninja. I can't speak English, chat. Prodigy of the Uchiha clan bloodlines, and then he who bears all the hatred, or all hatred. So, first off, we will go with the adult / teenager Sasuke, because he just looks a lot nicer, in my opinion, and I like his posability a lot more. So, first things first, let's go over how he looks. He looks very, very nice, as you can all see. Him posed up with the grass cutter, sheathed grass cutter. Very, very nice, very, very clean. You look at his toes. Move all his accessories out of the way. Don't spoil anything, chat. God damn. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So, let's go over his posability. Posability wise, super posable. Far down, far back. Like, great arm posability, great arm mobility. Across, you know. Really, really nice. It's as wide as he goes. Not as wide as Obito, but quite wide. It's as far forward as he goes. As far back as he goes. His butt gets in the way. Yeah. Also, you do get some posability on his tyings here. So he has ball joint connected to another ball joint, and then when you have the grass cutter equipped, he also has a ball joint on there. So people wondering, if you do take off the parts here, you don't really have enough to just have him without it. It does look a bit strange. That does help keep his pants up. You can do it if you want to take the time to mess around with it maybe a bit. You might be able to get a better design for it. Get a belt that just wraps around here, something wide. You know, you might go for a cloth thing. You could get it maybe. I don't know. I always did like the design with the little robe and stuff. What happened here? Oh, more of it came off than I expected. And that one. Then boop. Yeah, I always did like it with him. I always did like Sasuke's design more with the flowing side capes thing. It does make him look quite menacing. Gives him a nice sort of silhouette. That's the word I was looking for. Gives him a really nice silhouette effect. Ooh. Does look cool. This is a custom part. This does not come with the figure, as you can tell, because it's painted like absolute trash. But it is just a stage of 6 paths staff thing that I sort of made with some Gundam runners, as you can probably sort of tell by the design of it. But it does match with the sort of one of the designs that one of the sides of the Sage 6 Path staff does have, so it does look pretty nice. I do have the other one, of course, which you've probably already seen with the Naruto, which I will have him posed up with later on when we're doing poses with him, but, that silhouette does look fucking immaculate. I do like how he poses. He's like, well, being one of the main characters, Sasuke does have like a bunch of action poses he constantly does do, so he is pretty cool in all scenarios. But let's get past how he poses and get rid of this piece of shit custom thing that I've built for him, and let's get into a review of his faces. So pop that off. So you get it off, just rip the face off. Most stage Figuarts. Very, very easy. But let's pull the faces over and cool. So let's set this up in some sort of way. So you get a good little neutral face. You've got an activated Mangekyo Sharingan face. You get an angry attacking Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan face. And then you get the 3 Tomoe Sharingan yelling face. Wish they came with more. I wish that they gave him at least some on some of the figures that dropped, like the Itachi. They probably will when they do a proper release of the Itachi, but I don't know. Speculation, speculation, speculation. Type beat, type shit. Let's move on to his accessories. Ding, and then grass cutters on there. And we'll pull that off as well. We'll get that involved. So, the unsheathed grass cutter. Very nice, very straight. Very nice. You've got the hearth sheathed, but it is removable. So you can have him holding both for like a action pose with it, where he's gotten one and he's holding the other. Oh, you can't even see that. I'm trying to get good, guys. Give me time. Give me time. You know, like that. Pull. Now we'll leave that there for a sec. Push it back down. God, I need to get a better camera setup or something, mate. Then you have a fully sheathed version. Then you have the mounting version, mounting part for the cord band that he wears. So that one sits in there. This one also sits in there, so you know you can have him running around. You don't have to suspend your disbelief with the handle still being there. And then you have the normal band, so you can display him without the sword at all, and it won't look strange. You won't have a giant gaping hole in the back. You know, very, very nice. Then you also do get a Chidori. A little bit of paint on the front end, a little bit of white paint. Translucent blue, very, very nice. You know, more effects, more this, more that. I did make my own. I am making my own, I should say. I haven't finished it. I've only, you know, started messing around with it. Probably do some more refining, paint it up. But it's like a Onyx Chidori Amaterasu sort of spin. I wasn't building a custom of Sasuke and a Naruto before these guys were announced, so I was building parts and heads and stuff like that for a minute before these guys even got announced. But then I stopped halfway through, so this is also part of that. The half finished thing. It was meant to be like a hand holding effect, but I've cut a hole for the hands and messed around with it. But enough about what I used to do with me time. Let's look at what I do with me time right now, which is reviewing figures. So Let us move on to the hands. It is crazy the amount of time it took me to find all the hand parts. Jesus Christ, I need a better way of sorting these fucking figures. But let's get into it. First of all, you get 2 punching hands. You get 2 resting, sort of limply placing hands. You get 2 sort of activated grabbing hands, some scratching hands, holding hands, blocking hands, 2 holding sort of thumbs up hands, so you can hold the front bit for when you're sheathing, unsheathing, when he's doing certain holds and stuff like that. You can do it for the thing as well to make him hold it differently. And then you do it for that when you're doing like an unsheathing pose for him. You know exactly the pose I'm referring to if you've seen the show. You get 2 jutsu hands for the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Get 2 normal regular holding hands with a forward sort of tilt to them. 2 open hands, and then 2 open reaching hands, open grabbing hands. Best way I describe it. But let us look at how he poses with other figures, and then we'll move on to my final thoughts on him. But as you guys seen, he poses very, very nicely. I really do like this figure. In comparison to the young version, which I will get into after this, he is the better figure. Hands down, can't compare them. This Sasuke is the better Sasuke. He doesn't have as much expressive faces as the younger Sasuke, and he doesn't have as much effect parts and stuff like that, but you know, you can't really compare and complain about stuff like that too much when it comes to these figures, especially the Naruto ones. There are a bunch of guys who do aftermarket third-party parts for Sasuke and Naruto, Arthur Toys being one of them. I haven't got my hands on any of their kits or anything like that. I really wish I had done, but I wasn't really in the third-party scene when that was happening, and I still don't even know where you'd buy them, to be honest. I use just like a normal shipping toy company out of America to get most of my shit. So, you know, I don't really know where you'd get most of that third-party stuff anyway. But, you know, we'll move on to the other Sasuke in a few moments, but just posing him, holding him, keeping him in your hands sort of thing. One of the better figures out of this line, especially posing up with Naruto, or with anyone really. He looks bloody amazing. He poses really nice. 10 out of 10. I haven't even rated any other figures, but I'd rate this one a 10 out of 10 just for the character and, you know, his posability and all the accessories and guff you get with him. He looks immaculate. Actually, before I leave, I've been having, I don't know if anyone else has this issue. Is it this one or is it the young version? It must be the young one, because it must be the young one. Because, yeah, this one, actually, I was going to complain about his pegs just not being the right size, but the pegs for his hands are perfect. They fit into the Chidori perfectly. I'm definitely thinking of the young one. That's why he's probably not had the Chidori on him when I grabbed him. But, you know, let's move on to young Sasuke. So, as I was saying, on to young Sasuke. So, as you can see, he is a bit tall, proportionally. You know, he does look pretty much like a giant, especially comparing him to himself, you know. It's probably the best scale to do, just him comparing to himself. And, you know, Sasuke isn't that tall, but he's still crazy that I think it's like, what is the time skip in Naruto? 3 years? Is it 3 years? Give me a sec. Let me double check, guys. So I was right pretty much on both of them. It's 2.5 years. So 2.5 years. He doesn't grow that much. You know, I'd understand it. Some people don't grow that quickly. But, you know, he just looks a bit tall for the range. And he just doesn't... I just don't like how he poses as much, even though it's probably about the same as the other one. As far down as he goes, definitely not the same, really, with you know, posability. That's back spread. He has a better spread, but that's because these are on they're not attached. They're free flowing, so they can move around. That's as far forward as it goes, as far back as it goes. His little bag has a ball joint on it. It would have been cool if they had a, you know, without it, like a way of just taking it out. I don't know. Double joint at the knee, double joint at the arm. So pretty much almost a full thing. Toes bends all the way like that. You know, you got the ball joint in the little foot there, so it bends. The ankle pivoting, you know, normal stuff. You do see a little bit of his stomach when you lift him up, which is funny. But yeah, I just don't like how he looks as much as the other Sasuke. He looks a bit tall. It looks like his legs bow out strangely as well. It's harder to get him to look nice. He doesn't, I don't know. It might just be me being unable to pose figures, but I haven't been able to get him in a usable pose because his torso is so rigid. It's hard to get him to do, like in Naruto, a lot of jumping around, a lot of bending, you know, a lot of high jumping, a lot of kicking, you know, lifting up and doing stuff like that. Acrobatics, ninjutsu, you know, I'm just saying words at this point. But yeah, I just don't like the posing on this figure as much as the teenage Sasuke. But let's move on to his faces. So, first things first, you get a normal, neutral face, get a smirky, sort of cocky face, get a angry, annoyed, comedy Naruto face, and then you get the dual Tomoe yelling face. I will also show off the new head, the accessory part you get with Orochimaru, the curse mark. I wish this was a faceplate, but I guess I get why they couldn't do it because of, you know, this being the ninja hand bed being part of this one, but it would have been cool nonetheless. While we're here, we will also look at his accessories, since I've already got y'all here. This is the why do I keep going to say that word? Not Sharingan, Chidori, the Chidori effect for this figure. Like I was saying before, this one just doesn't like to sit in the hand. It just never wants to stay. Tilt you up a bit more. Bye bye. Let me grab it again. Sorry guys, give me a sec. Let's see. Look. And off it comes. Might be thinking, oh, probably the wrong hand. No. That's because it wasn't in properly. Excuse me. Yeah, half time it just won't even go in. Oh, there you go. No, see? It's like, cool. It works for a few seconds and then eventually it will just come off. You know, I've tried a whole bunch of stuff. I put blue tack in it at the moment to try to get it to hold nicer. I'll pull it out just so you guys don't think I'm, you know, making spat to make spat. Give me a sec. Yep, so there's no blue tack in it. And yeah, you have to like push it in real hard and try to get the wristband to push against the outer edge just to make sure it holds right. That's the best way I found to make it work, with a bit of blue tack on the inside to help with it in case you get a good shake on whatever you're doing. But yeah, it's the best way I've gotten it to work. But it doesn't, you know, might not look the best. Yeah, you just have to put it in and turn, but it just sometimes doesn't want to stay in. Sometimes it does. You also do get a Demon Wind Shuriken, I think is what it's called in the games and in the show. Cool. And you do get, of course, the fireball that I've been using in every video with Uchiha so far. Before I move on to the hands, I found a face I forgot to show off. A blowing face, or a kissing face, depending on how you think Sasuke kisses. But yeah, blowing face for the flame effect. You know. Anyway, onto the hands. So we get two wide open reaching hands. Do get two holding hands. for the Kuno, I also forgot to mention a tiny little baby Kuno. You get 2 reacting hands for blocking, for grabbing, for holding, 2 fist hands, 2 little fists, 2 demon wind blade, hurricane blade, blood of 1,000 demon shuriken wind thing holding hands. So 1 for each side, so you can recreate the Zabuza fight hand throw thing. 2 cupping hands. I don't know why they've given you 2 cupping hands, but they have. I guess it's for like come here, but they're just cupping hands to cup. You get 1,000 years of death hand, or a screaming sort of charging. I forget what the hand symbols are, but they do have names. You also get a blowing hand for the flame jutsu, and then you also do get a quizzical hand. I don't know if this is from this figure. I'm fairly sure it is though. I keep them all in a giant, not all of them. I keep certain figures together, so the young Naruto and the young Sasuke, I've gotten a little box together, all their hands and faces and stuff like that. This doesn't look like a hand for Naruto, and it is in that box, and I don't have anyone else with a similar skin tone hand, so it's got to be this Sasuke, but I don't know what it's used for. But let's try to get him posed up and doing some things, and then we will get on to his final review, I guess. So, as you guys saw, he's sort of hard to pose up doing anything cool with. You can't really get him to do any of the cool sort of twists and turns that you usually see him doing when he's a kid. I don't know why I'm scratching so loud, guys. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get used to this sort of stuff. But yeah, he's not the best looking figure. He's not the best proportioned figure. His chest mobility is kind of trash, so, not really that well posable, but I've seen a bunch of customs. I've seen like 2 or 3 customs where they fixed some of those issues, but that's custom work. So if you want to do it, you can do. If you really like Kid Sasuke, you can do it. He's a cool character, I guess. But hopefully they do a re-release of it with the curse mark, the 3rd version of the curse mark. That'd be cool. So you can have KCM. 1 tails. Hopefully they do a version of that as well. A 1 or 2, 3 tails. 4 tails, what does he get up to in that fight? I think it's a 4 tail max in that fight. It'd be cool to see the 2 of those figures being made. But with this guy, if you can get him for real cheap, I get him, mess around with him, probably cut up some bits for him, make him a bit nicer, and you'd have a nice figure. But if you have to buy him full price, you're not willing to put in all that extra time, I wouldn't recommend it, guys. But enough bagging this figure. With the 2 of them together, I'd much rather get the adult Sasuke. He looks the best, feels the best, poses the best. But I don't know why I restated that entire review just there. Strange. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.